American National is proud to support No Ceiling, helping to tell the stories of professional women. American National is dedicated to providing paths for leadership and advancement through the Women's Forum, a group of female leaders who provide encouragement, mentorship, and advocacy for American National female employees. With 4 corporate locations in Galveston and League City, Texas, Albany, New York, and Springfield, Missouri, the opportunities for leadership advancement are vast. American National believes taking care of business starts with taking care of its employees.
There's the fear of failure, and it's real for everyone.
Today's guest is Jennifer Charleston. She's worked at the Springfield Police Department for 2 decades and is one of the department's leaders, holding the title of lieutenant. Policing is not a profession full of women, and that's the part of Jennifer's career she's proud of, helping make opportunities for female officers that will come after her. We'll talk about the new role she took on this year, serving as a liaison between the department and the LGBTQ+ community. She says she's committed to building trust between these communities, and that's what she's really built her entire career on. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me on the show.
You are welcome, and it's my pleasure to be here.
So let's just start off first of why did you want to be a police officer?
For me, my story is a little different because I didn't grow up with law enforcement in my family or any of my friends that were involved in law enforcement. And I always talk about, people ask me, why are you in law enforcement? And I kind of expand on that and say why I chose to continue my career in law enforcement. And when I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska, and played high school basketball. So the coach from Missouri Southern in Joplin, Missouri Southern University, called and said, "Hey, I want you to come play basketball for me." And I was like, "Where are you?" And he goes, "I'm gonna pay for all your schooling." So I said,
Wow.
"Okay, I'll look it up later."
Yeah.
And so I moved down to Joplin, Missouri. And in that process, he also called before I came down and said, "Hey, I found you another scholarship for academics, but it's not in your field." I was gonna teach and coach. That was what my drive, my focus was at that time. But he said, "It does not qualify in your field, but it's a technology field." And I said, "Oh, okay, well, let's look at some of them and see if I'm interested." And one of the fields was criminal justice. And it just piqued my interest. I said, "You know what, that sounds kind of good. I want to try that. Let's do something different." That's how I got introduced to criminal justice in this field, is through schooling. And then my advisor had pulled me out of class and said, "You need to do this internship with the Missouri State Water Patrol. We have to do this, sign up tomorrow." He goes, "I already told you to do this." And I said, "I already did an internship. Why do I need to do another one?" And I did it with Family Services, is who I did my first internship with. And he was like, "You're going to get a chance to get paid. You're going to have a great experience with state officers. And Jennifer, you're going to live on the lake in a condo and you can drive a boat around." "Oh, well, sounds fabulous. Okay, sign me up." And that's how I started my path in law enforcement. And I tell that story real quick just because you never know what opportunities are going to be presented to you. And a lot of times I talk about in leadership the fact that we are a product of our environment. We're a product of our choices, our decisions, but also how we seize the opportunities that are presented to us. And for me, that has paved the path that in my career is people that have taken an interest and given me these opportunities to have these different choices. And so I was assigned at Table Rock Lake when I graduated from the Missouri State Water Patrol Academy. And then at Table Rock Lake, my sergeant, his nephew worked at Springfield. And so he encouraged me to go to Springfield because there would be different avenues I could get involved with that would be expanding my skills and abilities in law enforcement versus working down at the lake. And so I went and applied and was hired. And that's how I started at Springfield Police Department.
From SBJ Podcasts, I'm Christine Temple, and this is No Ceiling, a show that goes in depth with local women, sharing their journey to the top of their professions and the challenges and triumphs they faced along the way. They're rewriting the script on success, and there's no ceiling.